I am a soldier, and I prefer to tell you the truth.
Chacun est libre de prendre ou de laisser.
Everyone is free to take it or leave it.
Tout le monde roule dans sa
Everyone drives their car, everyone lives well. We eat in the morning, we eat in the afternoon and evening, and we do whatever we want to do. We are free to speak, to say what we want. This is democracy. This is the law. That's all. That's all we know in Ouagadougou. But go and see them, the children who are skin and bones. Go see those who are starving. Go see those women who can no longer breastfeed because they have nothing left in their breasts. Go see them. Let's not pretend. If our journalists don't have the courage to go out in the field and bring back these images, it's because we want to whitewash Burkina's image. I'm telling you, it's false. It exists. When I tell you about people who eat grass, those who want to contest, I will take them to see it continues. It hasn't even stopped, because we have managed to supply some villages, but others not yet. We are still on the way. No civilian can even support us with trucks, so we can show solidarity with these populations. What kind of integrity is this? What is integrity, Burkina Faso? What is it? This lack of support has deeply unsettled and revolted us. Until we truly address the core issues plaguing this country, we will remain in a state of unrest and discontent. For the moment, we've managed to secure some trucks in the army and have been using our own means to transport supplies. However, this hasn't really added much to the support for the starving populations. And even in doing this, there's been a distinct lack of empathy. The citizens were aware of the situation, but they've remained on the sidelines. This is to say that solidarity has disappeared in Burkina. Have pity for the people. Have pity for the youth. Have pity for the children. What have these villagers done so that when the sun sets, they find themselves in caves and under trees? They leave village after village, and in the morning they come back to see if everything is okay before returning. They sleep in the bush. They cannot sleep in their homes. We don't tell you these truths. This is the reality of Burkina. We only see our cities. We are responsible for what happens to us, and we will be fully responsible for what will follow, whether it is good or bad. It will depend on our behavior in the future. This continent has suffered so much and continues to suffer because of imperialists. These imperialists have only one cliché in mind. Africa is the empire of slaves. This is how they see Africa. For them, Africans belong to them. Our lands belong to them. Our subsoil belongs to them. They have never been able to change the logic until today. This is deplorable. But how do they proceed? Unfortunately, it is since the 1960s that these 6,000 acres of independence have been given to Africa. They have just placed local valets at the head, according to them, of their sub-prefecture to be able to continue to feed them. These local valets, which we are going to call today the slaves of Salon, have other goals. They want to live like the master, to satisfy the master, and to do everything that the master dictates to them. They steal, they plunder our states, they bring everything to the master, and their wealth is kept with the master. They do everything to live like the master and always satisfy him. Do you know who these slaves of Salon are? Well, we are going to explain to you what they are. They are individuals who have no dignity, who have no morals, who have no personality. But the master slave has always known how to identify these individuals. They are always ready to betray their brother, to satisfy the master. They have betrayed us since independence, and others continue to betray us to the benefit of their master.
Ces individus
These individuals continue,
continuent toujours
against all odds, to help the master plunder Africa.
à aider le maître à piller l'Afrique. Ils se plaisent à le dire chaque année.
They like to say it every year.
Dans leur
In their economic polls, Burkina is the poorest country, Mali is the poorest country, Niger is the poorest country. We are ranked among the
Nous sommes
last.
classés parmi les derniers. Très bien. Si nous sommes aussi pauvres,
Very well, if we are as poor as they say. But when the time has come to take responsibility, we have asked this master to leave the place. Why don't they want to leave?
Lorsque nous prenons le cas du Niger, depuis plus de 40 ans,
One of the big
40 ans,
When we take the case of Niger, for more than 40 years, some countries have been exploiting uranium to produce energy at home. From Ottawa to Paris, the streets are illuminated. It is the light. But in Niger, it is the darkness that has served us.
lorsque vous partez dans nos États,
When you go to our states, our soils are full of precious metals, such as gold.
tels que l'or,
But often there is not even the slightest road accessible to reach the areas where they exploit gold, even less certain basic social services.
de base. Voilà pourquoi nous avons décidé de nous révolter.
This is why we have decided to revolt and take the fate of our countries into our own hands.
Il y a bien d'autres exemples. Mais lorsque nous
There are many other examples, but when we decided so,
eh bien,
we were approached by some saloon slaves to pass on the message of their
certains
master.
esclaves de salon pour nous passer le message de leur maître. Parce qu'ils avaient créé
Because they had created this kind of polymer chain that rises to the heads of our states to serve them.
pour les servir. Et nous sommes venus briser la chaîne.
And we came to break the chain. And it is inconceivable for them.
Ils nous ont donc approchés et ils nous ont
They approached us and asked us to enter the ranks to make the elite leave that must lead Africa.
qui doit diriger l'Afrique. Parce qu'ils ont une élite formée et formatée.
Because they have an elite formed and formatted that must follow, that is embedded in this chain. We refused to enter their ranks. And then the hostilities began.
Les hostilités ont commencé. Ils ont fait fourvoyer dans nos zones
They have sent several mercenaries and trainers to our area.
des formateurs.
The agents have descended into the Sahel to carry out barbaric, cowardly attacks against our people, hoping to revolt them.
La population espérait les révolter. En plus de ces attaques sur le terrain,
In addition to these attacks on the ground, the attacks on communication, manipulation, and disinformation are full in their ranks.
mais les peuples du Sahel ont compris.
But the people of the Sahel have understood, and we will never be able to be manipulated
Ils
again.
savent ce qu'ils font.
They know where they come from, they know what they are doing, and they know where they are going.
Nous n'allons plus permettre cela.
We will no longer allow this.
Et les
People
gens
are awake,
aujourd'hui,
and people are fighting
pour
today,
nous-mêmes,
not for
les
ourselves,
générations à venir.
but for future generations.
Et merci à tous pour le combat qui est livré.
Hello,